Hello and welcome to the channel, folks. I'm Andy, ElectricGeek, and in this video, as the thumbnail suggests, we're going to be having a look at this Film Vault edition of Blade Runner and how it stacks up against the Titans of Cult 4K box set. A battle of the box sets, so to speak. So I'm going to do an unboxing of both, and I'll give you my thoughts on which I prefer and why I prefer it and which one you should maybe go for. If you stick around to the end of the video though, I've also got a little kind of bonus box set in there that's been sent in from a subscriber, and he's been good enough to send me some pictures. So if you stick to the end, you'll get a look at that as well. So stay tuned and we'll be jumping into all things Blade Runner box sets very shortly. Thanks for sticking with us, folks. Blade Runner is my favourite movie. I have a lot of favourite movies, shall we say, but Blade Runner is the one that kind of rolls off the tongue the easiest. Probably because sci-fi is my favourite genre, and I would even go as far to say as dystopian sci-fi is my kind of favourite subgenre if I'm really niching down. So Blade Runner for many years has been the movie that I give to people when they ask me what my favourite film is of all time, and that's why I spend far too much money buying collector's editions for it. So as I say, I have double dipped a little bit of history. The very first time I watched Blade Runner, it was on VHS, my granddad's old tape. I then bought it myself, and that'd probably be the director's cut from 1992 in that old Warner Brothers DVD packaging, you know, the cardboard one with the kind of plastic clip on it, and I had that for years. I then got rid of my collection, and I've kind of recently started again along with the channel. So the next time I bought it was Blu-ray, the 2-disc special edition, and now I've got these 4K ones. I did have the vanilla 4K one, and I've traded it, and I've now got these collector's editions. So that's my kind of brief history with the film. I'll probably jump into a full-on review of Blade Runner and 2049, discussing their picture quality, their audio quality, and the movies themselves in the future. But for this one today, we're going to focus on these box sets. So without further ado, let's jump into this brand new Warner Brothers release. It's the new Film Vault line, it's number 1 in that lineup, and let's get in about it. Okay, so under the microscope, first up we have the Film Vault edition of Blade Runner. So the Film Vault edition is a kind of new label, if you like, premium label from Warner Brothers. So far we've only got 4. The good news is that Blade Runner is number 1 of the 4 that have been released. So if you're just a massive Blade Runner fan, you can just buy number 1 and not bother going forward. And it's better than having like 2 or 3 of a random collection. That's just how my mind works anyway. But yeah, the first thing you'll notice is that it's actually massive. Nothing to compare it to here, but it's actually a lot bigger than a typical size Blu-ray or steelbook. So it's quite a chunky one. If you're low in space, then it's worth kind of taking that into consideration as well. And maybe the Titans of Cult one or some other steelbook might be the better option for you. But yeah, it has this transparent slip. Unfortunately mine, as you can see, came with this little scratch on it, but I'll let that slide. But yeah, so you've got the spine there, and you can see Film Vault. And then on the back, it gives you a kind of look at what's inside. So I have the transparent slip off now, and the first thing you'll notice is this absolutely gorgeous artwork that Matt Ferguson has come up with for this new release. I have a few of his posters. If you go onto his website, Vice Press, there's loads of cool stuff on there, unique artwork for classic films. It's definitely worth checking out. But yeah, it's a wraparound design, and on the back we've got this cool image of Rick Deckard as played by Harrison Ford. To open up the box, it's got a magnetic clip here. You can see the magnets there in the light. And then inside we have the famous monologue from Rutger Hauer. Any Blade Runner fan will probably know that this was ad-libbed by Rutger Hauer. It wasn't originally in the script, and it's funny how iconic it's went on to be. And then that takes us on to the kind of main body of the box set. So slipping this out, we've got the unicorn on the front there, which is really nice. I think that's been used previously on different releases for Blade Runner over the years. And on the back, it's the Tyrell Corporation. More human than human, their slogan. Opening up, then here you'll find the art cards and the poster. So I'll open up the poster in a second, but it's a A4 size, I believe. Not A4, sorry. Kind of typical poster size of the blueprint for the spinner. And then we have the cards themselves. Now these are done in a nice glossy kind of photographic paper, and each one on the back also has further images with information relating to whatever the image is. So really, really nice cards. A cut above what you would normally get is kind of lobby cards. So we have an initial teaser poster there, really kind of teaser postcard for the release. We've got concept artwork for the spinner. More concept artwork for the vehicles that are in the movie and a little bit about them. As you can see, the Voight-Kampff machine. Storyboard sequence for the fight between Deckard and Priss, and some trivia with regards to that scene. And then that top-down shot of the police HQ near the beginning of the movie. So yeah, that's your kind of art cards there, which are, as I say, a bit of a cut above what you normally get in these box sets, which is kind of expected given that this box set is a little bit more pricey. So we'll put them to the side just now. But probably the coolest thing in this release, and is what makes it kind of unique, is you get this lasered glass kind of commemorative block, and that's where you'll find, if I hold it up to the camera, your unique number out of the 3,000 that have been made. So I think that's really, really nice, and I don't know if I'll keep that in there. I might display it somewhere in the future, but really, really nice to have. I'm not sure if they'll do a rerun of these. Maybe they'll exclude the kind of glass block from reprints, but I don't know. I'm glad I've got mine. My number is 2007, as you can see, and I think that's pretty cool because that was the year that the final cut was released. So I'm quite happy with that number. Not that it really matters. I'll find meaning in anything, so maybe I'm looking into it too much, but I'm quite happy with my number. So that's the glass block, and it's really, really nice. You've got obviously these like kind of velvet ribbons that help you pop things out. So then on to the kind of movies themselves. So the movies come in this almost like CD case, and it has a slip cover. I like that work. It's kind of in keeping with the rest of the box set. It won't be for everyone this. I know some people like to have a conventional box, but I'm not really that bothered. So sliding that off, and it's got a kind of glossy finish underneath. So it's kind of matte cardboard with a bit of spot gloss on the title for the slip, and then it's glossy underneath. So you've got Deckard, and on the back you've got Roy Batty opening up. That's really, really nice, I think. Shot from the opening of the movie, and then inside you've got a kind of landscape shot of the Tyrrell building, I believe it is. And obviously you've got your 4K disc and your Blu-ray, both of the final cut. And it's nice that they've actually done original artwork for the discs as well, because I already have Blade Runner. I've had the vanilla version, and I've also got the Titans of Cult, and it's different discs to what they've commissioned here. And then inside you've got the opening scroll for the movie. So yeah, it's a real fans box set. They've really went that extra mile with all the touches, and I really, really like it. I got this for $49.99, quite an expensive box set, I have to say, but I do think it's justified. You know, the glass block, the kind of more premium feel to the extras, you know, the kind of photographic paper for the cards, the size of the box set, the kind of build quality of it, the finish of it. I think the 50 quid is worth it. So I hope you enjoyed the unbox of this new edition of Blade Runner on 4K from Warner Brothers. It is actually out of stock just now, but I do think that they'll likely do a reprint, just given that it's Warner Brothers. You know, it's not a kind of third-party niche label, it is Warner Brothers themselves, so I've got a funny feeling with how successful it's been. We'll probably see re-releases, but maybe they won't be numbered, or maybe you won't get a glass block, as I kind of said in the unbox. But yeah, my thoughts on this are, excellent box set. Pros are, it's got a lovely premium feel, it's big. If you're into putting it on your shelf, if you want it to be a bit of a centerpiece, then you know it doesn't particularly look like your standard Blu-ray. It has a bit more panache about it, a bit more of a wow factor if you're going to sit it on your shelf. I really love the Matt Ferguson artwork. That's a kind of big selling point for me, and I think the things that come inside it, you know, the art cards are of a high quality, and the blueprint poster's pretty cool as well. So all in all, I just think it's a cracking box set. The glass block that comes with your personalised number is a really, really nice premium touch, and that's probably why it's 50 quid. The only kind of drawback I would say with this is that I'm not really overly sure if people will like that it comes in that kind of CD wallet. Maybe they would have preferred, you know, some kind of more conventional packaging in there. A steelbook would have been like the icing on the cake, but that probably would have pumped up the price of the box, no doubt. But yeah, a cracking release from Warner Brothers, and I'm very tempted to pick up the rest of them. If you're enjoying the video so far, folks, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. I cover 4K Blu-ray, I do reviews, unboxings like this, as well as cover home cinema tech and a bit of gaming as well. So if that's something you're into, then please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. But on to the Challenger. So the Challenger is, of course, the Titans of Cult box set. So this was the first one I got. It was actually out of print and I was lucky enough to get my hands on a reprint. A little bit more about that in the unbox video. But yeah, it's a really nice set and I'm sure you'll agree, so let's have a wee look at it. So this has been out of print for a while. I was unlucky, didn't get it the first time around, and I thought I was going to have to buy it off eBay for an inflated price. However, fortunately, someone that I kind of befriended on Instagram, Jinxie Cat, who's actually got his own YouTube channel now, he informed me that there was going to be a reprinting and that they were going to be stocked by HMV and Zavvi. So I managed to snag myself a copy just at the retail price of $34.99, so I was really chuffed with that, and I appreciate Jinxie Cat giving me the heads up. But this is the Bladerunner Titans of Cult edition. It comes in this kind of plastic box and it's kind of transparent to complete the design. And unlike other box sets, the trinkets that come with it are kind of incorporated into the outside design, if you like the pin badge here, and the fact that it's transparent so you can see through to the steelbook. So kind of like the Film Vault one, you also get the spec on the back of the box, so you don't have to throw away the J-card that comes with it or tuck it inside the steelbook, and it protects the steelbook itself. So it's not a bad design from Titans of Cult. The only thing that annoys me about them is that they're quite flimsy and they never close properly. I know that that's first world problems, but it just pisses me off given how much you pay for it and that the top always pops up. But anyway, enough about the box, we'll get it open and have a wee look at it. So opening up, just say that's the tray that kind of makes up the box and holds the pin badge. And then of course you have the steelbook. Now I will say I've got a few Titans of Cult steelbooks, but I do think the Bladerunner one is the nicest, maybe because it's so classic they spent a bit more time designing it. But there's a bit of debossing going on here, as you can see, and it's quite glossy as well, so it's a combination of matte and gloss finish, and it's the kind of eyepiece, the retina scanner from the Voight comp machine, so really nice. There's the spine, Bladerunner the Final Cut with the kind of classic lettering, as well as Harrison Ford's name on the titling, and then you've got Voight comp on the back. So a really nice steelbook. Opening up inside, you get these daft kind of like coaster beer mats, which I don't know why they always put them in the releases, because who on earth's going to use them? And then you have this pin badge, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. If I keep collecting them, I might eventually create a little picture frame or a board and just pin them all on, sort of like my Titans of Cult pin badge collection. Or I might just keep them in the box. I don't know, but it's still quite nice to have, and it's pretty good quality. Open up the steelbook and you'll see the kind of design that's on the outside continues inside, so there's nothing all that fancy on the inside, nothing different from what's on the outside. But the discs, as I say, it's not anything exclusive to Titans of Cult, it is just the same disc art that you would find were you to buy the vanilla release of Blade Runner, which I'd owned previously. So that's your 4K disc, and the standard Blu-ray one, which is pretty basic, but still nice to have. So that was the Titans of Cult one. What did you think of it? Let me know down below. You've seen them both now, so which was your preference? When it comes to this edition, as I kind of said in the unbox, I think the big selling point is that the steelbook itself is lovely. It's obviously a bit cheaper, or it was a bit cheaper. You'll have to pay an inflated price for it. However, you might get another reprint because again, it's been super popular, so you just have to kind of keep your eye out for it on HMV, Zavvi, the usual suspects. The steelbook is the selling point. That's kind of why I bought it. I think it's cracking. The pin badge is quite nice as well, but those daft beer mats, I think they were just struggling to come up with something to kind of put in there along with it. But yeah, those are a bit underwhelming. And then the plastic box is going to be hit or miss for folk. I think the overall design is nice, but it does have a kind of cheaper feel to it than, you know, the kind of the look and feel of the Film Vault edition. And as I say, there's that annoying thing with them popping up. I have 4 or 5 of these now and they all do the same, and it just annoys me. Just makes it feel a bit cheap, I think. But yeah, for the price, a very good box set in itself. But ultimately, which do I prefer? So having unboxed the 2 of them and spent a bit of time with them, I think it's probably no surprise that I'm leaning towards the Film Vault edition. If I could only pick one, if I had to give one away, it would sadly be the Titans of Cult one. However, that's not the case, and I get to keep them both. So I'm fortunate and I get to enjoy both. Really love the design of the steelbook on this one, but I think the Film Vault one is just that little bit more special. And as I say, it's got that wow factor, it's bigger, it's bulkier, and it's got a much more overall premium feel. It's got its own exclusive disc art as well, which is always a selling point for me. I like it when they go that extra mile with that stuff. It's a physical media release at the end of the day, so why skimp on the actual thing that has the movie on it? But yeah, the Film Vault is the clear winner for me. It's a bit more expensive, yeah, but it's my preference. Nothing wrong with this one, and if this is in your budget or you particularly like steelbooks, then this is the one to go for. However, having covered the pros and cons of both box sets, the one negative, big negative I would say that they both have in common is that famously there are a lot of different versions of Blade Runner. There's the original theatrical release, there's the director's cut in '92, there's the final cut, there's the one with the voiceover, there's the work print. I'm actually getting confused myself, I can't remember how many there are, but there's a lot of different cuts. I think there's a US cut as well. And none of these releases have them, nor does the vanilla 4K one. To get all of them, you had to go back a few years to circa 2007, 2008 when the final cut was first released. So as I said earlier, I had a little surprise. There was another box set that we're going to discuss. And fortunately, I've been speaking to my good friend on Instagram, Blu-ray Baz, who got in touch with me, and we were kind of sharing my love for Blade Runner and collecting physical media, and he sent me through photos of this cracking collector's piece that he had from 2007 at the same time that the final cut came out for the first time. And if you remember HD DVD, it was having a bit of a format war with Blu-ray at the time. Blu-ray clearly won out. However, he's got the HD DVD version, and I think the format itself is pretty good. I've never seen HD DVD, but I know people swear by it, and I think it was a worthy competitor, if not better, than Blu-ray, but it just didn't get backed by the studios. However, I digress. So he sent me these pictures, and as you can see on screen now, comes in this cracking metallic briefcase, really expensive looking, with some really cool stuff in it. But most importantly, it has all the cuts of the movie on Blu-ray, or sorry, on HD DVD, so in HD quality. And I kind of wish Baz hadn't showed me this, because now I'm trawling through eBay, desperate to get it, and it's going to cost me a fortune. I think probably around about 100 quid, maybe even more if I want a Region B Blu-ray one, which seems to be like hen's teeth. If you have this collection yourself, let me know in the comments. You're really lucky if you do. But thanks very much, Baz, for sending in your pictures of this cracking set. I must say, I'm pretty jealous, mate. You'll find links in the description for Baz's Instagram, where he's kind of most active at the moment, and a link for his YouTube channel, which he's kind of set up in name only at the moment, but he has planned to put content on there in the future. So definitely worth subscribing so that you're there for that content when it drops. So thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments, which version do you prefer? Do you have any really cool ones yourself? I'd be interested to hear from you in the comments. And of course, what's your thoughts on Blade Runner? Do you prefer 2049, or are you an avid fan of the original like I am? I like 2049 as well, by the way, but I still think Blade Runner, the original, just edges it out. That's all I've got for you in this video though. Thanks very much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.